Man, you guys are able to spot the leak of potential fights that UFC are looking to make. Not only are the fans posting about it, even UFC accounts are posting about it, the ESPN MMA account is posting about it, and other fighters are talking about it now since it's been out there for most of the day. I'm actually the last one to find out about this. What if this was made on purpose? Just to create some suspense for the fans, and then they come out with something crazy, you know? There are some insane fights that seem to be in the plans, accidentally leaked by, I think it was the Pivot podcast. Yeah, they're the ones that leaked all these fights. I don't know if it was on purpose or accident, but man, the fans are excited about this. Insane number of fights for the summer, especially for the UFC 276 card, which is looking to be just absolutely fireworks. Which is potentially going to be headlined by Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier, which everybody already knew it was probably going to happen. That's a great fight. Cannonier called this shot. He deserved it. Everybody was saying that was going to happen. I'm glad it's getting put together. I'm glad both guys are in agreement of the fight. Two of the most capable strikers of the middleweight division going at it. Cannonier's super dangerous, but he could leave himself pretty open sometimes from a distance coming in. But I wonder how the leg kick's going to work out for him. I wonder how he's going to be able to crowd Adesanya and start to pick off on his shots because he is pretty precise. But now it's the other fights. The big one. Everybody's talking about it, but we don't know if it's exactly going to happen, as you know everything about Nate Diaz. So Khamzat Chimaev seems to have other plans in fighting Nate Diaz instead of Colby Covington. Now, as the fights were leaked on that podcast, there is a blue circle next to Nate Diaz's name, which probably means that it's not really set. That's what I'm taking out of it. I could be wrong on that, because everybody knows how Nate Diaz can be pretty hard to work with sometimes. And he said before that he doesn't care to fight Khamzat Chimaev. And he's also been saying over and over again that he wants a fight. He wants the organization to put a fight for him. And it looks like they are. They're really capitalizing on Khamzat Chimaev here because it's a safe bet that he wins, gets a lot of the attention that Nate Diaz has, snatches a lot of that popularity, so they can go forward and make mega fights with Khamzat Chimaev, as it looks like Nate Diaz isn't going to be around for too long. He's been talking about fighting out his contract. He's been talking about getting released and stuff. So of course the organization is going to want to put up younger fighters over Nate Diaz like that. It's a very smart business move, but they don't know if Nate is actually going to take the fight. And even Khamzat Chimaev came out on Twitter and told Nate Diaz, "Hey man, let's fight," which seems to confirm the plans as well as Nate not agreeing on it yet. This card is going to draw some insane numbers just with those two fights at the top. But Khamzat versus Nate Diaz is not a close fight at all. That is a one-sided beatdown. There is a certain scenario that can have Nate Diaz win. That's if the fight is 5 rounds and Khamzat decides not to wrestle. And Khamzat gasses himself out by punching Nate Diaz in the face and Nate Diaz going to his body and stuff. And then maybe Nate can finish him late as Khamzat's tired. But that is only if Khamzat decides to box with Nate Diaz for the most part. I don't think he's going to because he got away from the game plan when he fought Gilbert Burns and his coaches were not happy about it, and Khamzat was kind of down on himself about that. So I think Khamzat is going to wrestle in this fight. I think he's going to try to take Nate down and absolutely pummel him. I can absolutely see Chimaev being like a minus 700 favorite. Something enormous. But Khamzat does get hit pretty easily, especially from straight punches. If it stays as a boxing match, Nate Diaz does have some opportunities to land here. But when the wrestling gets mixed in there, it's pretty much over, unless Chimaev really has no submission defense at all. And then another big one. Sean O'Malley is finally getting his first, I believe, top 10 test. A real guy, as he's planned to fight Pedro Munhoz. This is actually a good matchup put together here. This is some good matchmaking, man. Because Pedro Munhoz, yes, he's in the top 10. And yes, he can be pretty dangerous. His leg kicks are going to be super damaging, and O'Malley's not happy with leg kicks. And Munhoz has a lot of power, and when it comes to his grappling, he's definitely going to have one over Sean O'Malley when it comes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's only if he can actually take him to the ground, or he drops him, catches the neck, or if O'Malley hurts himself again, falls to the floor, Munhoz can go in for that guillotine. But at the same time, as dangerous as Munhoz is, he's super hittable, and he's super slow, and he's super short. So attribute-wise, O'Malley's going to be tough for Munhoz to handle from a distance. A lot of 1-2 combinations from far. Jabs gonna be landing on Munhoz all day. Potentially some leg kicks switching to high kicks, to question mark kicks, some spinning attacks from O'Malley here and there. And that's ultimately what O'Malley's game plan is going to have to be. Stick and move the whole time. He has such a major reach advantage. It's actually 7 inches. Yeah, man, Pedro's going to have a hard time getting in close without landing leg kicks. Land the leg kicks as often as possible. He might eat some straight rights in the meantime, but he's going to have to expect to get hit in this. He's durable, he has a great chin, so he might be able to take a lot of the shots, even though O'Malley has some crazy power in his hands. When I think about the fight, the leg kicks are the game changer, But at this point, will O'Malley finally address them? When he fought Paiva, he did address some of them, but Munhoz's calf kicks are something else. Something O'Malley's never fought up against before. And if he can address the leg kicks, I think he should be able to win this fight, as long as he doesn't hurt himself. That's always the thing about Sean O'Malley. There's a huge possibility that he can hurt himself or someone injures him. So as an early prediction, I would pull for Sean O'Malley to win this, but man, that's a good fight. And then we got, I would say, the final big one. Paddy Pimblett is going to be fighting on July 23rd, a few weeks later, when he goes up against Ottman Azaitar. You heard that right. They want to put Pimblett against Azaitar. I think this might be the end of the run for Paddy Pimblett for now. Ottman Azaitar is a guy who's like top 15 caliber already. The guy's insanely powerful, he's fighting smart, he picks out openings with his hands unlike a lot of fighters. Putting that kind of power and lethality with his hands up against a guy that has really no boxing defense, that's a recipe for disaster for Paddy Pimblett, and so far Azaitar showed really good takedown defense. He is a solid guy, man, he's super strong. Out of all the fights leaked, this one is like the most one-sided in my opinion. Ottman Azaitar should be a massive favorite going up against Paddy Pimblett. If he's not, that's a lot of money for a lot of people to make. And I have to give credit to Paddy Pimblett. No disrespect to him, because he did not need to take this kind of fight. He said that he doesn't want to fight high-level opponents without getting paid to do so. Maybe he's getting paid to fight Ottman Azaitar, or he thinks Azaitar's not that level. Maybe Paddy's saying that he won't fight a top 15 fighter without getting paid. Little does he know he's fighting a guy who can be top 15 pretty easily. Yeah, that's a simple fight to really think about, but it will be super explosive. Paddy's really going to bring on the fight. He's a fighter at heart. He goes forward, throws bombs himself. He's not super technical on the feet, but if it goes to the ground somehow, Paddy might have a major advantage there, as we don't know too much about Ottman Azaitar's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So my early prediction in that one, Ottman Azaitar by destruction. And of course, we got some other ones. We already knew about the John Jones and Stipe Miocic thing. It looks like they're still looking to put it on for July 30th, which is on UFC 277, and it does have the champion belt right next to the fight, so it looks like it will be for the interim. And there's a red dot next to both names. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm guessing it means it's confirmed, or it's like set or something. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong on that. And the location for the fight seems to be SLC, Boston, Chicago, or Dallas. That's an insane fight. I can't wait for that. And we have Magomed Ankalaev potentially going up against Anthony Smith. That's a good fight as well. Smith looked really good in his last one. Ankalaev really did not. Now, it's kind of hard to say who would get a title shot if Ankalaev wins here, or if Rakic beats Blachowicz, because both guys are really doing well right now. And both guys have a win over Thiago Santos, but there is a big difference between beating Blachowicz and being Anthony Smith. So perhaps if these two guys win, Rakic will get the title shot first, and Ankalaev would have to fight someone else. And I believe there's also Robbie Lawler versus Brian Barberino, which is a really fun fight. I do wish Robbie would retire, because this is not an easy fight for him. And also looks like we have Nikita Krylov versus Alexander Gustafsson, the return of Gus to the light heavyweight division. That's going to be super interesting. I can't wait for that one. And leave in the comments below, what do you guys think about all this? What are your opinions on the fights? Who do you guys think are going to win these? Do you think these are actually going to happen? Is this all just a plan put out there on purpose to create suspense for the fans? We have no idea, but I'll see you guys in the next video.